Sunday, May 2nd, and the pollen is flying through the air because it's spring. But today is my buddy over at Frecky Fit Wolf. It's Robbie's birthday. I call him Sparkles. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robbie. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, happy birthday, Robbie. I don't know if he goes by Robert or Robbie. I call him Sparkles. So happy birthday, Sparkles. Been missing him on YouTube, but I see him on Facebook all the time. So you should probably. I think his name is Robert. I don't want to say it because I don't want to. Maybe he doesn't want more Facebook followers. So I'm not gonna say anything. But anyway, Robbie, happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. What was I going to talk about? Oh, this morning, I'm late putting this up today because I like to get this up before I go to church in the morning. I haven't even gone to church yet. That's what I love about YouTube is I can go and see it when I want to go see it. But Jimmy called this morning and they're clearing the land for his house that he's building. My whole dream, my whole life was to build my own house. I wanted to just build my own house, and I never could scrap 2 pennies together to do that because of the way I managed money. But thankfully, him and Samantha do better with money than I ever did. So they're going to build their own. They have like a massive amount of property, and it's just in such a beautiful little secluded area, but not so secluded because there's neighbors nearby, which I wouldn't mind living there. I like living in a subdivision because I like my neighbors nearby. But I wouldn't want to live like on a farm where everybody's like miles apart. There's somebody across the street from him. And then there's somebody like next door to him, but it's like farther enough away that you could walk there if there was an emergency, but you're not going to overhear their conversations. When I lived in my upper flat, you could open your window and you could hear what was going on in the next flat. You could hear their whole conversations because we were that close together. It was just like, it was such a small space. I mean, you couldn't fit a car between my flat and the flat next door because of the way they were situated. But which made it nice is because we were really good friends with Ron and Mary Lou that lived in the upper flat. And instead of a telephone, we would just lean on the windowsills and we would talk to each other through the window all the time. So that worked out. If Jimmy was taking a nap, I would just like lean there and we would talk back and forth. It was nice. We went camping together. We bowled together. We were bowling on a league, and I was just getting so distracted because it was just I just wanted to be moving around, and I was talking to everybody, and so I would talk, I would do something, throw the ball, and then I'd go and run down the other lanes and talk to people, and I'd keep an eye when it was my turn to bowl, and then I'd come back and I'd bowl another one, and I was just going along at a really good pace. I really was going along and not paying any attention to what I was doing. Just threw the ball, walked away. Threw the ball, walked away. I was in the 10th frame, and as I was walking back, some guy come up to me, and he says, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you're not the least bit nervous." And I looked at him, I go, "Nervous about what?" He says, "Haven't you noticed for the last three frames that you've been up there, people have been stopping bowling and watching you?" And I go, "No, I really haven't paid that much attention." He says, "3 more and you got a 300 game. I didn't realize that. You didn't need to tell me. And you know what? You jinxed me." Because I went up there and I was like, "Oh my gosh, 3 more strikes and I'll have a 300. So I took my time. I had everybody watching me like I was a professional bowler, like Earl Anthony. Remember Earl Anthony? But anyway, so I got up there and I threw the ball, and it was perfect in my opinion. It was right in the pocket, but I think I was just a little bit high, and I got 9. Made the spare, got the follow-up strike, and ended up with a 289. I could have had a 300. I really do believe that if he wouldn't have said anything, we'll never know. We'll never know. But I really do believe I would have had a 300. And I ended up with the series of like 689 or something like that. I had a really good series. And I bowled so well that day that when we had our banquet at the end of the year, they always pay the highest woman high game and high series, and then they paid the man high game, high series. I even had higher game and higher series than the men. I was top of the leaderboard. I was like, da 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 da. I was so happy. But anyway, back to Jimmy's land. So we went to look at Jimmy's land, and they're knocking down the trees, and he was out there marking which trees he wanted to keep and which ones he didn't want to keep. And there was one close to the road, and it was just really like a small little sapling. It wasn't. So I said to Samantha, because she was sitting on the thing while Jim and Jimmy were out in the field there, And, here's a picture of Jimmy's property.
Like getting away from my shit.
Don't get away at Jimmy's.
Is that your pop, honey?
Yeah.
Of course, your dad's
Yeah.
right there.
I got it.
Hey, there's Jimmy's property.
Jim wasn't going to grab it for you.
Starts
No.
way over there by the trees. Goes way
So
back
beautiful.
there.
Yeah, I think it'll look good.
And all the way over here.
Is there anything you can do with the
Just
gas
past
pipeline
the guy down there.
thing there? Yeah, they took that out. Oh, do they? That's just there to let you know where it's at? And then all the electric
And if you see a little tiny little tree next to a yellow post, I don't even know that it's there because I don't remember what I filmed, but the yellow gas line post, and then there's like a little tree right here. No, right here. To the right, when you're looking at it, to the right of that tree, so it'd be on your left, is the little tree that I wanted them to keep. So when Jimmy got back, I said, "You didn't mark that tree," and he says, "Well, it's too little. I don't, I'm going to keep all of the bigger trees. I don't want to be bothered with that one." I said, "I like that tree. I want that tree. I want that to be my tree." And so then Jim said, "We're not planting any more trees," thinking I wanted him to dig that tree up and bring it here to plant at our house. I says, "We have no place to put that tree at our house. That's my tree there. So when I'm dead and gone and he's sitting on his big wraparound porch, he can sit out there and he can look at the tree and say, 'That's my mom's tree. I remember the day she came and picked out that tree because we're going to watch it grow.'" And then Samantha says, "Oh, you're always talking about death." I guess I am. I don't really realize that I am. And I said, "Well, not really." I said, "It's just, I plan on living another 20 or 30 years so I can watch it really grow and get really big. And it's close enough to the road that it's not by the ditch because they got to put a ditch in." I says, "I think it'll be perfect. I really do think it'll be perfect, and it's my tree." Samantha went and got the yellow tape, wrapped it around, and my tree is there. My tree's ready for me. Hopefully it'll survive. I don't know. We'll see. But, so anyway, I still have to go to church, so when I'm done here, and after I get this edited and posted, I'm going to watch my YouTube videos. Not my YouTube mass, rather. And then just get back to focusing on my day. And that's what I did today. I said I put focus as our mantra for this week, is we're going to focus. We're going to focus on one course, just one thing we're going to do different. And we're going to just do it our really best. So just pick one thing that you want to really concentrate on this week. Whether it's drinking more water, or eating less snacks, or eating healthier snacks, or tracking, or walking, doing a little bit of exercise. Focus on just one thing you want to do this week, because I really do think that a little bit at a time we can build up a habit, which is what Weight Watchers has been talking about for the whole month of April, is building a habit. But I think if we just focus on that one thing, and focus on the possibilities of being successful, don't focus on the results. Don't do that, because I really do believe that the reason I haven't hit my 100 pounds yet is because I was focusing too much on that number and focusing too much on reaching that goal, that I really was kind of not paying attention to the successes I've had along the way. I've kept all my weight off. Not all my weight. I've kept off 85 pounds of my weight. And I'm really proud of that fact. And I'm focusing on that this week, that, you've lost 85 pounds. You've kept 85 pounds off, even through the whole month of April. I didn't, I was hoping not to ever get it below the 90 pounds because, it's just kind of, but I did. So when I got to the 85, I thought, oh my gosh, you're on your way to 80. No, that's not going to happen. So I really kind of just focused on that one thing, focused on just tracking a little bit better, paying a little bit more attention to my foods, and just really knowing that the end result is going to be in my favor, because I have so many possibilities in my life. I just definitely have so many possibilities. And I think that the more I'm aware of my possibilities, the better I'm going to do on this plan. I really do. And not so much focusing on the results. The results are just the bonus. I could weigh myself like I weighed myself on Friday and I stayed the same. Who's to know? I could have weighed myself on Saturday and had a tremendous loss. I don't weigh myself daily, so I don't know. But that doesn't mean that that's how much I'm going to weigh all the time. What I weigh when I weigh in is just like a general gauge of how I'm doing. It's not really, I know in my mind and I know in my heart how I'm doing. So even if the scale doesn't show that I'm doing well, if I'm really making smarter choices and focusing on not so much achieving a great success, but achieving small little success, jumping over little tiny little hurdles, little bit at a time. You know, it's just when you're. I've never ran track, but I see like in track because my nephew ran in track. When they started doing the hurdles, jumping, they didn't start with the tallest hurdle. They learned how to pace their step, how to jump over that little turtle, and then get to the next one and jump over that hurdle. They learned that, and then slowly they brought the bar up a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher, and that's just what you need to do. Just focus this week, one thing. Pick one thing that you want to focus on, and then we'll find out how you did, because I'm going to ask you again next week. I'm going to ask you next Sunday how you did on focusing on just one thing. Just one little thing, and I know you can do it. So, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, share if you think somebody might like to see it. As always, stay safe and focus on one thing. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.